How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just want to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite's special event, Wild Card Wednesday. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was Samoa Joe versus Johnny Elite in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the men's division. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Samoa Joe went over and advanced in the Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament in the men's division with the Muscle Buster. Now, after the match, after the match, Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh came out, and Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt were beating the shit out of Jay Lethal attacked Samoa Joe, and so Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt were beating the shit out of Samoa Joe, and then Satnam Singh came out, and Sanjay Dutt was beating the shit out of Johnny Elite, and then as Satnam Singh came out, Satnam Singh held Samoa Joe down, and Jay Lethal attacked Samoa Joe with a lead pipe, and as all that was going on, the Best Friends, which are Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, and Rocky Romero, came out, and Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh retreated. And then a stare down between the 6 men, you know, the Best Friends, which are Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, and Rocky Romero, and then Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh. They stared each other down, and Samoa Joe and Johnny Elite looked on as well. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. Match 2, it was Hangman Page versus Konosuke Takeshita. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Hangman Page went over with the GTS. Well, after the match, as Hangman Page was celebrating his victory, CM Punk came on stage, and a stare down ensued between CM Punk and Hangman Page. And Hangman Page ended up leaving and going backstage, and CM Punk just stood there looking on and everything. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. Match 3, it was Match 3, it was Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus the Workhorsemen, which are J.D. Drake and Anthony Henry. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland went over cause Keith Lee pinned Anthony Henry with the Swerve Stomp sit-out powerbomb combination from Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee. Now, after the match, as Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland were celebrating their victory, Keith Lee got a microphone and cut a promo saying, "Texas, my home state, I have something to say. My man Swerve Strickland and myself, we were at the bottom of the AEW Tag Team Division. But now, we're in the top 5 of the AEW Tag Team Division. So, what that means, we get a shot at the AEW Tag Team titles. And as Keith Lee kept talking, Team Taz, which are Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, came out, and Ricky Starks said to Keith Lee, Ricky Starks said, "Shut up, Rex from Toy Story. I have something to say myself. You two being in the AEW Tag Team division, especially in the top 5, and supposedly going after the AEW Tag Team titles, makes me sick to my stomach. Because my man Powerhouse Hobbs and myself, we earned this before you all did. So get in the back of the line." And then Swerve Strickland was saying, "Oh, look who's talking. The guy who looks like a dumbass." Well, I'm going to say this right now. My man Keith Lee and I, we still have unfinished business with you two. And then the Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, along with Christian Cage, came out, and Christian Cage got on the microphone, had a microphone, and was saying, "Ricky, would you do us all a favor and shut the hell up?" Now, I'm going to say this right now. Ricky, you look like someone who went golfing with my grandfather. But both you four men are two phenomenal teams. I will say that. But I do want to say one thing. At Double or Nothing, since you both teams are in the top 5 of the AEW Tag Team division, then how about we make it a 3-way tag team match? The Jurassic Express versus Team Taz versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland in a 3-way tag team match for the AEW Tag Team titles at Double or Nothing. And since I also like to think outside the box, how about next week on Dynamite, AEW Dynamite's 3-year anniversary show, it be Jungle Boy, Ricky, Jungle Boy would like to get his win back against you. And Swerve, Jungle Boy would also like to get his win back on you for costing him the FTW title. So how about we do it like this? Next week on Dynamite's 3-year anniversary show, Jungle Boy versus Ricky Starks versus Swerve Strickland in a 3-way match. And everything. And so the Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, along with Christian Cage, went backstage, and Team Taz, which are Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, and Keith Lee, and also Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland were looking on and everything. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. Match 4, it was Kyle O'Reilly versus Ray Phoenix in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the men's division. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Kyle O'Reilly went over and advanced in the Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament in the men's division with an armbar knee bar combination. That was match 4, by the way. Match 5, it was Britt Baker versus Maki Ito in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the women's division. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Britt Baker went over and advanced in the Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament in the women's division with the lockjaw. Well, after the match, as Britt Baker was celebrating her victory, Toni Storm came out on stage, and a stare down between Britt Baker in the ring and Toni Storm on the stage ensued and everything. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. And match 6, that was match 5, by the way. And match 6, which was the main event, it was Adam Cole versus Jeff Hardy in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament semifinal match in the men's division. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Adam Cole went over with the but the ending to it, Adam Cole went over and advanced in the Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament in the men's division with the boom. Now, before the match, as the Hardys, which are Matt and Jeff Hardy, came out for their entrance, Adam Cole came out and attacked Jeff Hardy from behind and beat the shit out of him and threw him in the ring. And then, as soon as Adam Cole got in the ring, the match started and everything. That was cool before the match. And after the match, after the match, Adam Cole was getting ready to attack Jeff Hardy, but Matt Hardy came into the ring, and Matt Hardy and Adam Cole stared each other down, and then the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, came out and tried to attack both the Hardys, which are Matt and Jeff Hardy, from behind, but the Hardys turned around, and a stare down between the Hardys and the Young Bucks ensued, but Adam Cole attacked the Hardys, which are Matt and Jeff Hardy, from behind, and the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, executed the BTE trigger on Matt Hardy and laid him out, and then the Young Bucks and Adam Cole ganged up on Jeff Hardy and beat the shit out of him. And as that was going on, Sting and Darby Allin came out to even the odds, and Sting and Darby Allin got offense in on the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, along with Adam Cole. And as that was going on, Red Dragon, which are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, came out, and Darby Allin went after Red Dragon, which are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, and Red Dragon ended up beating the shit out of Darby Allin, and Red Dragon, which are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, executed the high-low on Darby Allin and laid him out on the stage. And then they got in the ring, and Sting had a numbers game against him, but Sting ended up beating the shit out of Red Dragon, which are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, and then beat the shit out of Adam Cole in the process, but Sting was beating the shit out of Adam Cole, but Kyle O'Reilly came in, but Bobby Fish tried to intervene. And Sting beat the shit out of Bobby Fish, and then Sting went back after Adam Cole, beating the shit out of him. Well, Kyle O'Reilly attacked Sting from behind with a steel chair, but it didn't phase Sting. So Sting took the steel chair out of Kyle O'Reilly's hands, and Sting threw the steel chair at Kyle O'Reilly and laid him out. And as that went on, the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, attacked Sting with a double super kick, and then Adam Cole placed a steel chair on the ankle of Sting, and Kyle O'Reilly got on the top rope and executed the diving knee drop on the steel chair on Sting's ankle and broke Sting's ankle. And as that happened, the Undisputed Elite, which are Adam Cole, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish, started beating the shit out of the Hardys, which are Matt and Jeff Hardy, as they were laid out and everything. And then the Undisputed Elite, which are Adam Cole, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish, stood tall and everything. That was cool. And that was after the match, by the way. Okay. Now, besides the matches, Lexi Nair interviewed besides the matches, Lexi Nair interviewed the Hardys, which are Matt and Jeff Hardy, and Lexi Nair brought up that Jeff Hardy was medically cleared to compete. And Lexi Nair asked Jeff Hardy how he was feeling. And Jeff Hardy was trying to talk and say how he felt, but the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, came along and were being assholes and sarcastic towards Jeff Hardy, and Matt Jackson was trying to tell Jeff Hardy to take the night off, and Nick Jackson was saying, because if not, Adam Cole's going to kick your ass and everything. And then Matt Hardy stepped in and was calling the Young Bucks out on their bullshit and everything. And so the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, well, Jeff Hardy ended up putting his 2 cents in too, and then the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, left, and the Hardys, which are Matt and Jeff Hardy, looked on and everything. That was cool. Fuego del Sol cut a promo and was talking about how the House of Black, which are Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews, think that he has a twisted head, and talked about how he does have a twisted head, and the reason he keeps going after the House of Black because he's trying to take them down and everything. And then Fuego del Sol was talking about how he wasn't coming alone and everything, and challenged the House of Black to a match on Rampage Friday night. And Fuego del Sol was talking about not coming alone, so the Dark Order, which are Evil Uno and 10, came along, and Evil Uno was saying, House of Black, it's time to even the odds. Then 10 said, and if it's 10 on 1, we'll take it and everything. That was cool. Tony Schiavone interviewed Chris Statlander and Red Velvet. Tony Schiavone brought up that Friday night on AEW Rampage, it's going to be Chris Statlander versus Red Velvet in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the women's division, and talked about how Chris Statlander and Red Velvet were once friends and everything, and then Red Velvet was saying, yeah, Tony, Chris Statlander and I once were friends, but times have changed and that ship has sailed, because I am gonna win this whole damn thing. And then Chris Statlander was saying, you know, Red, times have changed. That's true. And that ship has sailed. That's true as well. And I was not even in this Owen Hart Memorial Cup tournament. But since I'm now in it, replacing Hikaru Shida, I'm going to kick your ass, and I'm going to win the Owen Hart Memorial Cup tournament. Then Jade Cargill, Kiera Hogan, and Mark Sterling came along, and Jade Cargill was saying, yeah. And Jade Cargill was saying, yeah, you're right, Red. Jade Cargill came along and was saying, you know, Chris Statlander, Red Velvet is now a part of the Baddies. And she has a new and better leader. And she is going to win the Owen Hart Memorial Cup tournament. And that's a fact. And so Jade Cargill, Red Velvet, Kiera Hogan, and Mark Sterling left. And before they all left, Jade Cargill said, Tony, cut the shit. So Jade Cargill, Red Velvet, Kiera Hogan, and Mark Sterling left. And Chris Statlander was looking on and everything. That was cool. MJF and Shawn Spears came out to the ring, and MJF had a microphone and cut a promo talking about how how he was no longer in Long Island, New York, and now he's in Houston, Texas, and talked about how Texas was a shitty state and everything. And MJF talked about how Wardlow wasn't going to get past his stipulations, and talked about and everything. And then MJF called out Wardlow, so Wardlow along with security guard, Wardlow came out but was escorted by security guards to the ring. And as soon as Wardlow got in the ring, referee Bryce Remsburg was in the ring to officiate the lashes. So, as this went on, MJF gave Wardlow 4 lashes, but it didn't faze Wardlow. So MJF got pissed off and gave him 3 more lashes. But Shawn Spears grabbed him. But Shawn Spears grabbed MJF and held him back because where MJF was getting pissed off. So Shawn Spears asked MJF to give him the belt. So he did. And Shawn Spears gave Wardlow 2 lashes. So the 9th lash phased Wardlow, and Wardlow got pissed off, but Wardlow wanted the 10th and last lash. So MJF was getting ready to give Wardlow the 10th and last lash, and as that was going on, MJF swerved Wardlow, and MJF executed a low blow to Wardlow, and after that, Shawn Spears got on top of Wardlow and started punching him in the face, and then Shawn Spears held Wardlow down, and MJF took out his Dynamite Diamond ring, put it on, and, MJF executed a punch in the face with the diamond ring to Wardlow and laid him out. Then Shawn Spears executed the C4 on Wardlow, and Shawn Spears pinned Wardlow, and MJF counted 1, 2, 3. And then MJF raised Shawn Spears' hand, and MJF started talking shit to Wardlow and everything, but what I forgot to add about this, after MJF executed a low blow to Wardlow, MJF kept whipping Wardlow with the belt and everything, and so MJF and Shawn Spears stood tall and everything. That was cool. Which was cool. Sorry about that, but yeah, which was cool. Roppongi Vice, which are Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero, cut a promo, and Trent Beretta was talking about how Roppongi Vice, how him and Rocky Romero are back together as Roppongi Vice, and talked about how they're back and better than ever, and they're staying together as a team and everything, and Trent Beretta was talking about how him and Rocky Romero were going to be going after tag team gold and everything, and then Rocky Romero was saying, well, Trent, how about we go after the Ring of Honor tag team titles? Wait, even better, the IWGP tag team titles. Or even better, the AEW tag team titles. And Trent Beretta was saying, that sounds like a plan, Rocky. So, with that being said, FTR, we know you all are fighting champions. So how about it? Roppongi Vice versus FTR for the Ring of Honor tag team titles. What do you say, boys? You want to fight and put the Ring of Honor tag team titles on the line? Because I know your favorite wrestler, Bret the Hitman Hart, would. And everything. That was cool. The Blackpool Combat Club, which are William Regal, Bryan Danielson, and Jon Moxley. Proud and Powerful, which are Santana and Ortiz, and Eddie Kingston came out to the ring, and then the Jericho Appreciation Society, which are Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker came out on the stage, and Angelo Parker got on the microphone and was going off on the crowd saying no singing and no pyro and everything, and then Chris Jericho got on the microphone and was talking about how William Regal was his longtime friend, and how the only way William Regal threw his life away with drug addiction, and how he could have became a 10-time world champion, but he let it all slip away because of drugs, and talked about how he rides the coattails of his proteges, and talked about how Santana and Ortiz were once a part of the Inner Circle, and they had it made, but they were idiots for what they done. Then talked about Bryan Danielson never drinking or doing drugs in his life, and talked about how the more he hangs out with Santana and Ortiz and Eddie Kingston and William Regal and Jon Moxley, he was going to end up an alcoholic and a drug addict, and and everything, and then talked shit about John Moxley as well and everything, and then talked shit about Eddie Kingston and everything as well. And then William Regal was saying, Chris, you did hit some truths in part of what you said. Because there have been times in my career that we had great times together. But one great time I will remember is the night I took your toothbrush and I put it up my bottom. And then Daniel Garcia got on the microphone and said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Regal, that's disgusting. How could you do something to somebody? How could you do that to somebody? William Regal said, well, fellow, I did it to Chris Jericho years ago, and I done the same thing to you last week. And then Daniel Garcia got all pissed off and everything, and so did Chris Jericho. And then Chris Jericho kept talking more shit, and then John Moxley got on the microphone and was talking about how it was sports entertainers versus professional wrestlers, because what it was, Chris Jericho issued a fight to the Blackpool Combat Club, Eddie Kingston, and Proud and Powerful in Stadium Stampede, at Double or Nothing, in a Stadium Stampede match. But John Moxley got on the microphone and said, no. We're not doing that Stadium Stampede bullshit, because we are professional wrestlers. You all are sports entertainers. We are doing something that we love. You all are just doing this for entertainment. But I'm going to tell you right now, no Stadium Stampede bullshit. How about we do anarchy in the arena, anything goes? Because us professional wrestlers, we're going to kick you sports entertainers' asses all over Double or Nothing. And then Eddie Kingston got on the microphone and said, so boys, why don't you all come in here right now? We don't have to wait for Double or Nothing. How about we do it right now? And then Chris Jericho was saying, forget it. Chris Jericho, but before Eddie Kingston got a word in about it, Chris Jericho was saying, Daddy Magic, what did Bryan Danielson say about Eddie Kingston? Matt Menard said, Bryan Danielson said that Eddie Kingston was a judgmental piece of shit, a judgmental prick. And then Chris Jericho said, well, what did Eddie Kingston say about Bryan Danielson? Matt Menard said, Eddie Kingston said Bryan Danielson was lazy. And then Eddie Kingston got on the microphone and said, all right, boys, why don't you all come in here in this very ring right now? We don't have to wait for Double or Nothing. So why don't you get your punk asses down here and we fight right now? Come on, bitches. Chris Jericho said, forget it. So the Jericho Appreciation Society, which are Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker, went backstage, and Eddie Kingston was getting ready to hit the ring, or getting ready to get out of the ring, but Bryan Danielson held Eddie Kingston back, and Eddie Kingston got pissed off, and so Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston started shoving each other, and William Regal broke it up, and John Moxley, Santana, and Ortiz were just standing there and everything. That was cool. Matt Sydal and Dante Martin cut a promo, and Matt Sydal and Dante Martin both were talking about how the Blackpool Combat Club can't get along with anyone, and talked about how the Blackpool Combat Club always wants to fight. So Matt Sydal and Dante Martin were saying, Blackpool Combat Club, you all want to fight? Well, how about Friday night on AEW Rampage? Us versus you all. And we will give you a fight, and we will come out on top and everything. That was cool. And Tony Schiavone came down to the ring and was making an announcement that next week AEW will be having a 3-year anniversary show and everything. And then Serena Deeb came out with a microphone, and Serena Deeb was saying, Serena Deeb said, Tony Schiavone, well, Serena Deeb said, Tony, what was it you said about me last week? Because Serena Deeb came down to the ring, and Serena Deeb said, Tony, what was it you said about me last week? You said that I could not beat Thunder Rosa. Then Tony Schiavone said, well, I predicted that Thunder Rosa was going to win. I didn't say that you couldn't beat her. Serena Deeb said, well, that's not what I heard last week. Now, Tony, thank you for everything you've done for this business. But for the first time in your career, I made you look like an idiot on TV. But on to my next critic. The Natural, Dustin Rhodes. Why don't you come out here right now? So Dustin Rhodes came out and, to the ring, and Serena Deeb was saying, Dustin, just like I called out Tony Schiavone on his bullshit, I'm going to call you out on your bullshit too. Because you said the same thing that Tony Schiavone said about me. You said that I couldn't beat Thunder Rosa. And I know that's what you said. Because I heard you. And I seen a video, that whole video of you and your little protege, Thunder Rosa. That was cute. But she may be your protege. But I am her coach. I am her mentor. I've carried this women's division since I've been in AEW. I've gotten breast implants to impress the old perverts. I shaved my head, but it didn't get me nowhere. And so Dustin, and I will say this, Dustin, you and Tony Schiavone both are idiots, because Jim Ross is the only one in this company that has any brains. And so, do you have anything to say in defense of yourself? Dustin Rhodes didn't say anything, and Serena Deeb said, yeah, that's what I thought, Dustin. You're not going to say anything because you don't have the balls to say it to my face. So as Serena Deeb kept talking shit, Thunder Rosa came out and came out to the ring, and Thunder Rosa was getting ready to fight Serena Deeb, but before Thunder Rosa was trying to fight Serena Deeb slapped Dustin Rhodes in the face. So Thunder Rosa got in the ring and was getting ready to fight Serena Deeb, but Dustin Rhodes was holding Thunder Rosa back, and Thunder Rosa inadvertently elbowed Dustin Rhodes in the face. And as that was going on, because Thunder Rosa was checking on Dustin Rhodes, so Thunder Rosa turned around and Serena Deeb attacked Thunder Rosa with the AEW Women's title and laid her out, and Serena Deeb retreated out of the ring. And Serena Deeb was outside of the ring and held the AEW Women's title up, and Dustin Rhodes was tending to Thunder Rosa and everything. That was cool. Now, besides all that, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. And CM Punk done guest commentary along with Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur during the match between Hangman Page versus Konosuke Takeshita. CM Punk done great on guest commentary. The referees for the event were Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. The referees for the event were Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, Stephon Smith, and Aubrey Edwards. Sorry, I had a blonde moment there. Okay. Paul Turner refereed the match between Samoa Joe versus Johnny Elite in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the men's division. That was Paul Turner, by the way. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Hangman Page versus Konosuke Takeshita. That was Aubrey Edwards, by the way. Stephon Smith refereed the match between Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus the Workhorsemen. That was Stephon Smith, by the way. Rick Knox refereed the match between Kyle O'Reilly. Wait a minute, sorry. The referees for the event were Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, Stephon Smith, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Paul Turner refereed the match between Samoa Joe versus Johnny Elite in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the men's division. That was Paul Turner, by the way. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Hangman Page versus Konosuke Takeshita. That was Aubrey Edwards, by the way. Stephon Smith refereed the match between Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus the Workhorsemen. That was Stephon Smith, by the way. Rick Knox refereed the match between Kyle O'Reilly versus Ray Phoenix in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the men's division. That was Rick Knox, by the way. Paul Turner refereed the match between Britt Baker versus Maki Ito in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the women's division. That was Paul Turner, by the way. And Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Adam Cole versus Jeff Hardy in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament semifinal match in the men's division. That was Bryce Remsburg, by the way. Now, Now, so all the referees done awesome as usual. And the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tonight, it's going to be... hold on. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tonight, so the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tonight, it's going to be the Blackpool Combat Club, which are Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley, versus Matt Sydal and Dante Martin, Shawn Spears versus a Giant, the House of Black, which are Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews, versus Fuego del Sol and the Dark Order, which are Evil Uno and 10, and Chris Statlander versus Red Velvet in an Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament quarterfinal match in the women's division. Those are the matches that have been announced. Now, besides the matches that have been announced, Scorpio Sky will be appearing live, and Hook and Danhausen will be appearing live. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tonight looks like it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it. I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite's special event, Wildcard Wednesday, from 2 nights ago, which was May 18th, 2022. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road. Peace out.